Thank you. Let me share the screen. Yeah. So yeah, introduction to the World Wide Web. So you know what is www, right? So it's a World Wide Web. We just call it as, and you know, mostly we have two protocols in World Wide Web. I mean, whenever we talk about web applications, we have two protocols. What are they? HTTP and HTTPS. Okay, so these are the web application, major web application protocols, and you know this is an expected interview question. Thank you. So what is the difference between HTTP and HTTPS? So whatever the answer you know, you tell me. You guys. I mean, you'll say it is secure. Okay, it is secure for sure. So my next follow-up question will be how it is secure. Okay, my next question right away. I mean, I will ask this one. So how it is secure with that? How it is secure? So you any guess like how we are going to secure? I mean, how securely we are communicating with HTTPS instead of HTTP? So these two are protocols. HTTPS both are two protocols. So how we are going to secure? Any guesses? Any guesses? Guess. Guys, guess.
Is the question is like World Wide Web is how that is secured?
No, we are talking about HTTP and HTTPS. So, how HTTPS is secure rather than HTTP. Like, if you know, you can tell. I mean, I'm going to explain anyway. So, just guess.
It's indicated in the name itself like secure,
Uh,
but now I'm not sure.
right? Yeah, that's why the question itself is like how it is secure. Okay. So here comes the concept of the TLS certificates. Um, my graphic tablet wire is missing, guys. So yeah, let's adjust with this. Okay. Uh, Let me start the slide share. Okay. So we have two protocol, which is HTTP. Is this very difficult to write with the mouse? Okay, HTTP and HTTP, yes. So whenever I say protocol, protocols means set of rules and regulations. Okay, set of rules. So how the way the communication is going to happen. Okay, so when I say HTTP, so hypertext transfer protocol. You know the abbreviation of HTTP is hypertext transfer protocol. So it has some rules. Okay, it has some rules. So the rules are the basic, I mean, the major rule is the data is communicated in plain text. Okay, the data is communicated in the plain text. What is wrong with communicating data in plain text? What is wrong if I communicate my data in plain text?
It's not secured, so everyone can read.
Exactly. So, what kind of within the confidentiality, integrity, and availability, which one we are breaching here? Are we breaching confidentiality or integrity, availability? I mean, you just said it should be secretly
Encrypted.
transferred. I mean, it should be encrypted, right? So, the which fundamental we are representing here out of CIA, the three main pillars of cybersecurity. So, this was my first class, the confidentiality, integrity, and availability triad. Okay, the three major pillars of cybersecurity. So, which one we are breaching here if we are using HTTP?
It's integrity.
Uh, no, confidentiality, because in confidentiality we are keeping our messages secretly. Okay, we are keeping our messages secretly. Integrity means whenever something is getting modified. So it's just not you are saying something in your encrypted way, I mean in your code language. So that is encryption. Okay, that is confidential. If I say integrity is lost, you are sending a message to someone. Let's say Sanjay is sending message to Naveen, and in between, Bala changed that message. Okay, so that is loss of integrity. Okay, we lost the integrity there because what I sent, or okay, what Sandhya sent message to Naveen, it did replaced by Bala. Okay, so that in that place we are losing our integrity. So that is the difference between integrity and confidentiality. Okay, so we are losing the confidentiality here. So guys, whenever any application which is running on HTTP, right away, we are going to ask them, we are going to ask them, this is a major, uh, you know, uh, insecure protocol. So you don't have to run, you should not run on this protocol. You should always be using HTTPS. Okay, you should be always using HTTPS because HTTPS is secure. So how we are securing here is simply we are encrypting the whole traffic. I mean, even anybody, if I am communicating, A is communicating with B. Okay, if A is communicating with B, so this traffic I can't, Kamal in between can't see this traffic. Okay, Kamal in between should not see this traffic. In such a way, okay, if A is communicating to B, Kamal should not see the traffic. Even if he see, he should not be understand the traffic. Okay, so everyone can see the traffic, I mean whoever have in that network, right? So if you are in your home Wi-Fi, and maybe your friend, your sister or your cousin is using your Wi-Fi, so he can see your traffic. But if it is encrypted traffic, so yeah, let him see the traffic, but he can't see what is inside, right? So he don't have the key. So when I say encrypted traffic, so at the destination end, okay, at the destination end, he also can't read, right? So what should be the major thing we have to do here? Once the packet is reached, once the information is reached, we have to decrypt the traffic. Okay, we have to decrypt the traffic. So again, to get the plain text, I mean the original text, so we have to decrypt the traffic. So what is the major thing that we need to decrypt the traffic? What is the important factor that we need to decrypt the traffic? You logged it. So if to unlock that, what do you need? To unlock that, what do you need?
Decryption.
Exactly. To decrypt, what do you need? So you have already encrypted. You have to decrypt the traffic. So to decrypt, you should have keys. Okay, you should have key for that. So with the key, with the help of the key only, you are going to unlock the traffic. Okay, you are going to unlock the data which is encrypted. So while locking, also you should have the key. You will lock with the key. You will send the key. This is called TLS handshake. So earlier we discussed about TCP handshake. Now here comes a picture. Okay, TLS handshake. Once the TLS handshake is complete, so that's a very big process. That is not that important uh, with to our concepts, but it is advisable that you learn TLS handshake. Okay, one of the important. So this will be an additional topic. If you remember, at the end of this course, I will explain if the time permits. Okay, time exists. I will explain that TLS handshake as well. So TLS handshake is nothing but okay, TLS handshake. Okay, so earlier we talked about TCP handshake. What was TCP handshake? Hi, hello, we are communicating, and then bye. So I mean, synac act and then reset. Okay, so that is TCP handshake. Here we are doing TLS handshake. Here what we are doing is we are exchanging the keys. Simply telling, okay, we are exchanging the public and private keys. So there are two keys, one is public and one is private. So we are encrypting the traffic with public private key, and we are decrypting the traffic. We are decrypting data with the public key. Okay. Similarly, once this TLS handshake is completed, you will this B will be having the key for that. Okay, this B will be having the key for that. Now B have the key. we are sending it from here. B is receiving that. Okay, B is receiving that, and he will open and he see. So here we are achieving confidentiality. Okay, no one in between without this key can open the message. Any doubts so far? Am I going too fast about this concept? Am I going too fast? Any doubts? Just try to assume like you are locking it from A and you are sending it to B. B also and along with that you are sending the keys as well before itself. Okay, once you have the key, I mean once B have the key, so he can unlock the box. Okay, and take that whatever is have in that box. Okay, that is all about HTTP and HTTPS. So now, guys, if I ask that question, let's assume this is an interview. If I ask that question, how HTTPS is secure, what will be your answer? Sandhya, your answer, please. Do I have to repeat the question? Hello. Bala, you can answer the question. Same question for you. So how HTTPS is secure? That's the question.
Through STP secure, the data will be go with encrypted
Exactly. So how we are encrypting? So we can use
with key.
cryptography concept, and yeah, with the key, and we are decrypting that. Beforehanded, we are doing TLS handshake. So we have many steps in that. If briefly telling, we are just exchanging the keys in TLS handshake. Okay. Once we exchange the keys, we can decrypt the traffic. Without that, without the key, if I come in between as a man in the middle, so we call it as MITM, man in the middle, MITM. There are a lot of MITM attacks can possible if we are not using this TLS communication. I mean HTTPS communication. If you are not using, we are going to have the man in the middle attacks. So I will show that later once we go into the labs as well. So a lot of MITM attacks can be possible. Also, even just with the network capture packet, network packet capture itself. So I asked you guys to install Wireshark. Did you guys do that? And also, did you guys capture your Wi-Fi traffic? And did you ever analyze that traffic? So please, guys, have a habit. Please be more enthusiastic about the subject. Uh, uh, unless, I mean, apart from that, no one can help you if you are not that enthusiastic. So install the tools. Okay, install the tools, and then practice on that. So if something goes wrong, that's okay. That's how you learn. Okay. So if you capture the Wireshark packet as well, right? So you can see clear passwords. So even in the login page, if I enter Kamal and Kamal at the rate 123 as a password, so clearly you can see. I will show you that as well. Okay, in live. So once we start building our lab for the web application, okay, we will be seeing everything what we are talking right now. So these are the. I just want to introduce you to the web application. Okay, so guys, just give me 2 minutes. I will find my graphic tablet real quick. Yeah, guys. So yeah, back with my pen. Where were we? What were we discussing? So we discussed about HTTP and HTTPS. What is the difference between HTTP and HTTPS? So before that, let's have a quick understanding on web application. How is requesting? Okay, how we are requesting and how is it? No, let's take a new one. Okay, let's you. This is your laptop. Okay, this is your laptop, and you have a server here. Okay, and you have a server here. So here, let's forget all the networking devices in between. So this is from A, we are communicating to B. This is a server. Okay, this is a server, and this is a laptop. Okay, in this browser, in this laptop browser, let's say Chrome browser, you are typing something, and that will be the request. Okay, that will be request. So where does it go? Where does it go? Guys, please unmute yourself and then answer my question. Yeah. So it will go to the server. Okay, it goes to the server. Our request will be going to the server. Okay, our HTTP or HTTPS request, HTTPS request will be going to the server. One and server will process it, and then it will give the response. It will give the response. So for give me example of one request and one response. So just on top overview, I don't want in detail. So how exactly it looks like. So what happens when, give me one example.
When we request something, we get a like if we say hi to the server,
Ah,
it reacts to the
right,
to the message we have given.
right. So one second. Uh, so for example, I'm just typing google.com. So when I right away press enter, okay, when right enter, it is going to Google. Okay, it is going. One second. I'll just write this. Okay, it is going to Google, and then it should give me the this response page. Okay, this page. So how it's loading, this bar is loading, how this this Google search button, I'm key button is loading, and some text here and some hyperlink here. When I'm here, this is getting highlighted. So this is called hyper text. Okay, so this is called hypertext. And then how this page is getting viewed. So that is a response that this server, I mean here for that example, Google server is giving the response. Okay, to go in detail, if you press Control Shift I, or if you inspect that, so you can see the files clearly. You can see the files clearly. The in the elements like this HTML page, I mean the style sheet, you can see. Okay, you can see all the element. So somewhere you will find that image as well. Can you see where you can find that image? Uh, 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 this document. Let me expand this. Yeah, images, meta content dot png. So probably this is a most probably this one, or else Google X standard color. It's an image, right? So they are putting the image as well. So image is a file. They are putting into the HTML file and CSS files, and they are sending it to us. Okay, and they are sending it to us. So if that server is serving web page, all these files will be stored in its location in its server, just like a file. Okay, login page is one file. Login page is one file. So what are the examples of other pages? Okay, after admin login page.
Tabs on the page like Gmail, sign in.
Other pages like one second. So, someone unmuted? Okay, Amazon. I'll just Hey, sorry guys, I have disturbed network connection. Yeah. Yeah. So in the request, what you are requesting is, okay, what you are requesting is you are requesting some data. So this is a web application server, okay, web application server, which we call it as front end, okay, front end. And this is this is connected to backend, which is called which we call as database servers. We call it as database servers. Okay, so to get the data, okay, this web application will process that request. So whatever the data is required, again web application will ask database. Database will give that information. Okay, this will format that information in such a way in HTML format. So just now we have seen that very simple basic example of Google's main page HTML. So for that image and also it is putting in the HTML page and then it is sending, right? So once it is sending all that HTML and CSS page, CSS, JavaScript, all the files after it is sending, our browser, maybe Chrome, okay, maybe Chrome or Firefox or any browser for that matter, it will open that files, it will render that files and then show it to you in such a way that you can see this file. Okay, you can see where is that? Okay, you can see this images and very interactive way, in a very interactive way. It will show it to you guys. Okay, in the similar way, it is not the CSS JavaScript files, everything will not be that easy. Okay, that easy to understand. I mean, this is very simple page. If it is not dynamic as well, I mean, one, if it is a dynamic page like Amazon or something else, okay. Okay, so if it is a very big dynamic page, you have to log in inside that and then everything like that, right? So there you have more text within that file. I mean, more CSS, JavaScript, everything in that file. So in such cases, it will be viewed in different way. Okay, it will be viewed in different way. Let me go to Amazon. So for Amazon, let's see how much HTML and JavaScript we will be getting. To see here, for this HTML, it is rendering like this. If I expand this, see how much we have. Like there are a lot of all these files. Actually, you are in your wire, in your Wi-Fi, you are getting like this. Okay. So once it is reaching the browser, it is visible for you guys. Okay, once it is reaching the browser, after reaching the browser, it is visible for you in an interactive way. Okay, you can click on this and it will take you to a different page, and the HTML page will be different for that actually. So because you have to buy here, maybe the features will change accordingly. Okay, for every feature, everything is a file here. So let me hide this. I really hate this floating meeting bar. Okay, so just like this. So now you understand. Have you ever noticed like every time this will change? Okay, Amazon Solimo plastic like blah blah blah. So when I click on something else, this will change to something else. But Amazon.com is same. So do you know, or can you guys differentiate why that is happening, and what could be the possible reason behind that? Let's learn very basics as well. Yeah. Otherwise, it will go on top of your head when I go into the real time, attacking or scanning the web application vulnerabilities. Yeah. So you should understand these basics as well. So you might have seen this slash in folders files as well. So now I have given the hint as well. So please tell me. So why that? Yeah. So why every time we are clicking on something else, this is changing. After Amazon.com is changing, and why not? Before that. So that's my question. Please unmute yourself and then try to answer. Please at least give the wrong answers, guys. Bala. Yeah. Okay. So this is the address of Amazon here. So this is the address of Amazon. So www.amazon.com is the address of that server. Okay, is the address of that server. So Amazon server might be hosted in AWS cloud. AWS clouds are distributed all across the world. Okay, the servers and the services, this information, this HTML information will be stored in this server. Okay, in the server somewhere in AWS cloud, probably, most probably. Okay, so from there I'm asking what information I need. Okay, this will be sent as a request whenever I'm clicking on that, right? So it will be sent as a request. Okay, so for that ID and all, so that will be stored in this HTML page only, page itself. And then when you are clicking on that, our request will be sent. Okay, if I'm clicking on this, why I'm not getting refrigerators? Why only I'm getting air conditioner? Because it is programmed like that, because it is coded like that. Okay, uh, to go to, yeah, okay, so let's say I'm clicking here. It is telling that okay, use this encoding. This is actually URL encoded. If it is not URL encoded, you will see in a different way. Let me open some any college site. Let me know your college site. GPRC. Let's take polarity. Let us see at least in this whether we have any folders. It's nothing but a folder, guys. Okay, this is nothing but a folder stored in that server. Okay, stored in that server. We are pulling this folder from this location. Okay, so this main page is loading from this location in the main folder itself. So if I click on something else, let's say, uh, uh, I just need, yeah, let me click on the circular. Yeah, here it is very good. Okay, it is rendering a file, Sri Krishnastami.pdf. Okay, Sri Krishnastami.pdf from this server. This is not stored in my server. This is stored in, yeah, this is a very good example, I could say. Okay, so college PDF in that folder, they are storing with this name. That's it. We are pulling from that. So similarly, if it is going to different page instead of circular. Uh, let's say registration. Let us see how it looks like. Our browser. It's again the PDF. I don't want PDF. Let us go to the registration itself. Let it load. We are just pulling that information from that server. Okay. Now, so this is encoded again. So I will come to that encoding later. Why we are using encoding and all. Okay. In the forms folder, they have put this form actually. They have put this form, and then once we have requested for that form, and the response is this form. This form is nothing but a HTML file. Okay, this form is nothing but, here you can see, right, doc type HTML. This is a HTML file, nothing but a HTML file, and we are getting it from this server, this folder, and within that folder we have D, within that folder we have E subfolder, and then and the last view form, in the view form we are getting this form actually. Okay, this might be going to some other location, some other sites as well. So we will come to that to later in our later session. So just understand, like, we are pulling a file from different server, different computer. Okay, it's nothing but pulling a file from the different computer. So guys, if I can access files from this by just this URL, what is the drawback you are seeing? What is the dangerous thing that you are seeing? So let us assume you are a hacker now. If I can see this file, so let us say, let me go to just this forms, what it will give, let us see. This is a very big vulnerability again. Guys, my college has a vulnerability. Can you tell me what is the vulnerability here? I mean, or can you tell me what is the weakness here? Guys, unmute yourself. This is a very good example. I was not expecting this
Anyone
actually.
can come into the form
Yeah,
and upload.
they can, they
They
can,
can access the each and every
exactly.
folder.
Exactly. If they are putting like this without any security, right? So let's say I will put some bad images here, and then I will just upload it here, or else I can use their Google now. See, let me try to click on this. I'm not very sure whether it will allow me to do that or not, but yeah. So this is how we are going to test, guys. Okay. So we are going to do trial and error method. Even tools will do the trial and error only. So if it is getting some, yeah, see, I can upload that. I can send it. Okay. So similarly, just by removing that and just by going to that folder itself, I am getting that much of information. And there are a lot of things that we can do. Yeah, that's a very good finding. I want to report this to my you know college actually. Yeah, no worries. Fun part apart. Uh, yeah, coming back. So it's just a folder. In that folder, they are storing these forms. Okay, storing that. Going back. Where were we? Yeah. So once we are getting that folder, our browser are rendering this folder, these files to us and showing in an interactive web pages. Okay. So it might be hyperlinks, it might be only the PDF, uh, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, etc., etc. Yeah. So that's all about it. And let me just introduce you to HTML. So what is HTML, guys? What do you know about HTML? So it is used to design the front end. I mean, it is used to design the web pages. It's just a text actually. It's just a text, and then it is not a language actually. Again, it is not a programming language. It's a markup language, hypertext markup language. Okay, so we are putting all this hypertext. We call this as a hypertext. This everything we are seeing here, right? So here, that is a hypertext. And then markup language is a language. I mean, it is used to display that text actually, that hypertext. Okay. So we have CSS, cascading style sheets. So we just have we just have text here. I mean, let's say Kamal, uh, security trainer. something like that. So if I want to put some image behind that, and on top of that I want to write my name. Okay, this is image, let's assume this is an image, and with some style, like, or else it should come with different font or something like that. Security trainer, so something, just assume in a graphical way, guys. Okay, and for using that and displaying that, we use cascading style sheets. For example, simply telling you, so for styling your hypertext, okay, for styling your text, we are going to use CSS. Okay, again, we mostly you will be seeing the JavaScript. So what is JavaScript, guys? What is script, first of all? Script is nothing but a program. Okay, Java program. I mean, JavaScript is a language which is used in web applications, web browsers. Okay, to run your programs there itself. Okay, to run the programs there itself. You can see any JS files here. Not in my college. Yeah, I can't see. Maybe I have to expand everything, and yeah. Okay, no worries. So you'll see the JS files as well here. So JavaScript will be executed here as well, or else you can see the console. So here you can write something, for example, uh, 1 plus 1. It is giving me 2, right? So I just given a small example here. We can do a lot of things with JavaScript. We can, if you know that coding. So here, knowing or to program, you don't have to program anything. At least I would suggest is please go through the basics in W3 schools. Okay, there is a site called W3 schools. Please go through this, all the basics of that. At least you should know. If once you know this basics, right? So it will be very easy for you to understand what you are doing. So you are a security engineer. You are not a front-end developer or a full-stack developer or a back-end developer. Okay, you're not a data engineer here. Okay, you don't have to work on SQL or anything else. Okay, but knowing about that will amplify your technique tools and techniques. I mean, what are the techniques you are using, right? You can understand and correlate the attacks much easier than if you don't know these topics. Okay, so here you have HTML, CSS, JavaScript. Please go through first four. I mean, whenever you get some free time, please go through this. It's very easy to understand. See, I started reading these articles from my college time itself. So this is very good. If you are not very familiar with that as well, if you want to start from zero, still this side is very good. Okay, still this side is very good. Please go through that and try to understand the basics of HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and SQL. Okay, so whatever is required for attacking, I will explain for sure. So this is an additional advantage if you go through this. Okay, please don't ignore this, guys. This is very important. Okay, so that's all about introduction to web applications. So any questions or doubts so far?
No.
Yeah. So
No, Kamal.
I regularly get this question on the demo session itself. Do you want to have any programming knowledge, or do we have to learn any programming language? I would say explicitly not. I mean, you should not. You should not learn any. I mean, you don't want to learn any programming languages, or you should not be uh, a programmer. But knowing that cast no harm, right? If you know any programming language, or if you know any technique for that matter, let's say full stack development, if you know that, it will be much easier for you guys to become a very good security engineer for the matter. I mean, web application penetration tester here. Uh, yeah. So please, whenever you get some time, you go through the basics. You go through the basics. I don't want you to develop, but we have to test what is already developed, right? So at least we have to understand what is that, and we have to understand the business logic. We have to understand the logics there. then only you will try to modify the logics and you will test it in different ways. So developers are the guys who build, and the testing engineers are the guys who try to break it. Okay, we have to break it, so we should know the logic to break it, right? So please go through W3 schools. uh that's okay. Let me go through PPT. Let me see what I have missed. Yeah, okay, I missed something. Yeah, we still have time. That's all about HTTP protocol. I mean, that's the plain text protocol. And HTTPS I have explained already. Yeah, HTTP, in HTTP request, I just said on top of you what we will request something and we are getting something, right? So we are requesting in the form of header, body, and we will be getting the response. Okay, we will send that request by giving the header and body. This is like head and body. We are sending our request. I mean, just don't confuse it. I mean, header and body is nothing but we are sending head and body, the whole body, and then this is not human for that matter. Okay, this is just text header body. Okay, we are sending this as request. We will get again response header and response body. So these are two types. Don't confuse here. So this is request header, request body, response header, and response body. Okay. Uh, we will go in depth on this as well in our upcoming classes. So this is HTTP response. So once the client reaches the server, okay, client requests the server, it will respond. Nothing but we talked about it very clearly. Okay. And so HTTP methods. So there are not every time you are going to request to the server. Sometimes you want to add something. I mean, you have to upload something. Okay, you have to delete something. You have to change something. That is patch. You just have to get the information. So far we have seen that get and post requests only. Okay, but there are other types of requests as well. So delete will delete the data in the database, and patch will change the data in the database. Put also will change the data in database, something like that. So it will be depending on the business logic. We will go into this as well, okay, in detail. The status codes. Most probably you might have gone through the 400 and 500 errors. So whenever you see 400 errors, what does it means? HTTP status code 400.
Is that 404 error?
Yeah, 404. Yeah, anything that starts with 4. 404. Server not reachable. Server unavailable. Okay, so something like that, right? So everything that starts with 4, it is related to network. Everything that is with 1, that is informational, that I mean the site is reachable. But if it want to share the server, if the server want to share some information, it will share in the codes 1. If it is 2, you will see 200s as success. I will show it here, right here itself. Yeah, you are seeing all 200s, right? All the status codes as 200. So this means everything is successfully. I can go there. Okay. Apart from that, what else we have? Yeah, success is anything that starts with 2 is a success. Anything that starts with 3 is redirection. Okay, sometimes one server will redirect you to different server. There we will get redirects. Okay, and 4, I have already told you, network errors. 5 is server side errors. I missed it in this PPT. Server side errors. I mean 505, 506, something like that. Anything that starts with 5. Okay, 500. 500, that is server side error. So if there is any issue from server side, uh, we get this response code as 500. So guys, what is the advantage of this response codes? So 200, yeah,
We
success.
can rectify.
We are not bothered about that. Yeah, please, Sandhya.
If we know the starting number, so we can
Yeah,
categorize that and rectify easily.
excellent. Because if it is a 404, I don't want to see the server side errors, right? I will just go ahead and check the network errors. So we have seen that OSA layers as well. Okay, so there's fifth. 505 errors are the application layers. The 404, I mean, the 400 errors are the network layer errors. Okay, most probably the bottom four layers are 404. I mean, the four start with 400s. Okay, so we are categorizing. Excellent. I really appreciate that word. We are categorizing the errors. Okay, on that we are narrowing down our issue to troubleshoot very easily and quickly. Okay, so we are directly jumping into the problem instead of beating around the bushes. Yeah, client server communication, we already discussed this. CDBS, yeah, nothing much here. We already discussed this without PPT. I didn't miss anything apart from the status codes. That's all for today. If you have any doubts, let me know. Yep. If not,